a belt, a few blankets. I happen to have 5 handy, 3, 2. If you don't have that many blankets, you can try a couple of pillows from your sofa. And for those with knee issues, you may want to have 2 face cloths rolled up. I'll show you how to use those if we need them. And of course, we need our bolster. And thinking about your room that you're in, if you feel you need to keep your socks on, I do today. It's cool in here. I have an extra layer underneath my sweater. So we want to be warm because we are going to be laying down, okay? So getting those things and setting your bolster up long way on your mat, a little bit from the wall. If, again, if you don't have a bolster, you can always take, that's why I have blankets here, is you can always, you know, make a bolster by folding up a couple of blankets, you know, like that, and then you're making a bolster, okay? But if you have a bolster, you're going to take one blanket or a pillow and put it at the end for your head. And so the shape of the pose is Supta Baddha, where the bottoms of the feet come together like that. Okay, that's the shape of the pose, and then of course we're going to be laying down. Now for knees, sometimes people's knees may not be very happy about that. And so that's where you could take a rule, put it behind the knee as you close your knee, okay? And that may, for many people, that will make their knees a little happier. So that's the shape. I'll leave those in there for me. I don't need them, but they're nice. So we sit with a couple of inches, our buttocks a couple of inches from the bolster. We take our strap, put it over the head and around the feet. Now, if I'm showing from the side, so you can see that the strap was quite low. So not in the lower back, but quite low. And just turning around here so you can see the feet, is that the strap, as you tighten the buckle, so it goes around, goes underneath the feet. And then it's nice to have the tail coming towards you so it's easier to tighten. It's good if it's not too tight right away, because you might want to tighten it when you're laying down. Okay, so we, again, a couple of inches from there, strap nice and low, and then you can decide if you want to put, so we want to have our thighs supported, our hip joint supported. So maybe you need a blanket or a pillow, or maybe you can use a lower blanket underneath. Just supporting right nice and close. So it's supporting your hip joint. And then the hands, this is important as you lay down, hands come behind you, lift your buttocks, lengthen, scoop your buttocks forward a little bit. So your lower back long, not too big an arch there, as you lay your back down. So it catches the kidneys, the back supported along the bolster. We bring in that blanket so it touches, the blanket touches the shoulders, definitely supporting the neck. And again, there's no tension in those front groins, and you can decide if that belt gets a little tighter. Arms are at your sides, palms up. Those of us who wear glasses, we would take them off. And I've got quite a bit of brightness coming from that window, so I'm actually going to cover my head a little bit so that the brightness isn't in my eyes. Okay, so here we are. So at this point, you're watching a recording, so you can pause, get yourself set up, and I will continue talking in a moment. We'll have a little bit of silence, but a little bit of talking through the pose. Okay. So as we are settled again, we have to assess that we don't have any disturbance in the back, any joints. So the knees, the hips, the shoulders, the neck, the head, everything feels adequately supported. You feel that you're in the middle of, the spine is in the middle of the bolster. And we take a moment to settle down, letting go of your day, the things you have planned, the things you've done, just letting them go. And begin to do a little body scan by feeling your feet. Your feet touch each other, so feel the feet, your toes, the arches, heels, feel up through the ankles, the calves. Notice your knees. And your upper legs, the inner thighs, the outer thighs, the groin. Feeling the part of your buttocks, back that might be touching the floor. Back again is supported by the bolster. Hopefully your shoulder blades are moving into the back as the arms fall out to the side. You feel the backs of the hands, the knuckles resting on the floor. Do they feel even? Those knuckles. If not, adjust from the shoulder and the elbow to get the hands resting evenly. And then we feel up through the arms, the armpits, and feeling the shoulder blades and the back of the neck, back of the head on the bolster. Notice the sensations up through the face, noticing your forehead, the eyes, the cheeks, the jaw. Any unnecessary tension there, allow the face to soften, the eyes to stay back, the jaw to be loose. Soften the tongue, let the tongue rest at the bottom of the mouth. Throat to soften. Allow the collarbones to spread. And here we come to the breath. We feel as we breathe in. You might notice the ribs expanding, chest lifting. And as we exhale, the ribs soften, the belly softens. You want to feel that there is a separation between the pelvis and the rib cage. Chest is definitely lifted in comparison to the belly, which is down, settling down into the pelvis. Yes, then we allow ourselves a few minutes here to be quiet. Continue to pay attention, to stay awake, to notice any sensations that may be in the body. It's just like a thought. We notice it and we let it go. And having said that, notice if there is something in the body that is strongly disturbing, allowing the mind to not settle down. If there is a pain in the knee or the back or the hips, please do whatever you need to alleviate that. It's not about bearing through a lot of pain. We want to be relaxed, supported, so that the mind can settle down. So allowing ourselves a couple more minutes to be quiet, to focus on your breath. And just watching that breath go in and out. And allowing, and at times perhaps encouraging it to be soft. And for some, it is sufficient to focus on the breath to remain. For some, the mind is quite busy and wants to go off to the future. Again, we can notice it and bring it back. Or we can give the mind something to do, something to think about. So sometimes a mantra is helpful. And there's one that I learned from Thich Nhat Hanh. We coordinate the in-breath and out-breath. It's just a few words. So breathing in, I have arrived. And by that I mean I just arrived fully into presence. And breathing out, I'm home. And there's nowhere else I need to. So breathing in, I have arrived. Breathing out. So you say that silently to yourself if it's helpful. With every breath in. Breathing out. If that's helpful, you can say that to yourself. At some point, you may be settling down and you may be able to let go of that and just come back to your breath. Now this is a pose that you can stay in indefinitely. 10, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever. I'm not going to be staying that long. So I'm going to show you, you can stay if you're in it, and you want to stay longer, but I'm going to just show you how to come out for a moment. Taking the blanket off the head, using my hands to push myself up.